Hello and welcome. I am Hayden Dingman, and I'm here with Adam Patrick Murray.
Hello, how you doing? Why do you have a poodle in your party?
Well, this is my pet.
I'm
Adam.
not a dog person. I want a cat.
Well, okay, we can put a cat out there. Are you good?
Little Babs.
Little Babs.
You know what? Sounds like the perfect cat to be on this adventure.
We are here with Pillars of Eternity 2.
And now a cat.
The new game from Obisidian. This is a sequel to their isometric CRPG from a couple of years ago, Pillars of Eternity, obviously. And those games are meant to emulate the Obsidian or the Infinity Engine games, from the late 90s, so Baldur's Gate and Planescape for the most part.
The much beloved series.
Yeah, a beloved style, I would say. So you've got, the more modern games like Divinity. They are sort of doing their own, like, hey, let's bring these games into 2018. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Obsidians is like, hey, let's do our throwback game from 10 years ago.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, this is all. I went to their studio at one point, and this is all two-dimensional art in the background, which is really cool to me.
Yeah, I can imagine that's still a lot of
these giant 2D. I think it's like. We're playing at 1080 right now. So if you imagine that this map is like 5 1080p screens up and
like 8K,
6 across. Yeah, it's pretty wild the amount of detail they have to work in.
Yikes.
But yeah, anyways, we are on an island called Pococaharo.
What'd you say?
Pococaharo.
Excuse you.
It is a little, I don't know, it's like an ancient ruin basically, with this thing called Adra at the center.
Okay.
And Adra is like a weird rock substance.
Like unobtainium?
Yeah, sort of. It ferries the souls of the dead down to the afterlife. And so people try and use this for various reasons. You play a character known as the Watcher, and you can see the souls of the dead, which is what we just did there.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we are there was an expedition that came through here before we got here, and we are charged with tracking them down to try and figure out what happened to them.
So you've been playing this for a while already,
yeah,
right?
I'm like 30 hours in. This quest isn't really 30 hours in. This is actually, we're very over leveled for this quest.
Oh, okay.
This is probably one of the earlier quests that you could come upon.
Do you play these type of games for the story or for the actual combat
for the
mechanics?
Story mostly?
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel like this one stacked up so far? Obviously,
so it's
you're
a
not done.
slow. So it's weird. It starts really crazy. I don't really want to spoil it because there's a lot of big stuff at the beginning.
Spoilers.
There's some huge events, but basically, you end up in the Deadfire archipelago and. You're chasing after the whole first game centers around like the gods basically and the gods of this world giving you tasks to do. This one picks up with that. You're basically charged with going after the gods again for various reasons. There's this giant thing that we're gonna fight.
Nice.
That's the thing that I will. This is one of the most important things about this game. I think is the scale of this game is probably twice as big as the last game.
Wow.
Both in terms of just like the maps, but also in terms of like the set piece moments that you can do.
Okay.
So yeah, what we're doing here, this is active real time with pause combat.
Nice.
So we've paused it. I'm gonna give some orders. There's a new thing called Empower where you can actually power up one of your abilities in order to. It's because we're already using something. You can power up one of your abilities in order to make it cast at a higher level, which is a pretty cool mechanic if we can actually get it to work. But for some reason, so the Obsidian game, it's pretty buggy. I've sent I've actually sent like a bunch of bugs over to them already and been like, hey, this is broken.
Well, now we got another one.
But yeah, in general, like there's quite a few combat options and a lot of the spells and stuff look really cool. But no, you're playing this for the story.
Okay.
I'm 30-ish hours into this, so we're far-ish into the story, but I think I still have like 30 hours of stuff I could do.
Nice.
So we're gonna open this tomb up, go inside.
Did you review the first pillars?
I did, and I really like the first one too. One of the things that also is improved. So the first one was a Kickstarter game.
Oh, okay.
This one is not, and what's fascinating is they've also polished up a lot of stuff. So this game, as far as I can tell, is 100% voice acted.
Really?
Yeah, the
Wow.
original one was only like main path, crit path stuff was voice acted, and everything else was sort of like a lot of reading, very dense.
Huh.
This one is still very dense, but everything is voice acted, which sort of helps you follow along with it a lot.
Because Torment wasn't fully voice acted, was it?
No, I don't think so. Same thing. I think Torment was just like, hey, we voice acted the stuff that is important, but we're not going to voice act all of it because it would take us forever.
Got it. So how'd they pull it off in this one?
I don't know. I assume they threw a bunch of money at it. They have a publisher this time, which, I mean, I guess they had a publisher last time, but Paradox just came in at the end last time. I think Versus Evil, their publisher this time, was probably involved earlier on.
Nice.
Gave them some money earlier on. But yeah, it really ups the production value. It also helps you like follow a lot of it. As I said, the lore in this game is super dense.
I can imagine.
And having it voice acted and having some of these nice like cutaway moments really, I think, helps you pay attention to it and like keep all the names straight in your head.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's some really cool moments where you are like meeting up with the gods basically, and they have all of them illustrated out, and it makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, I understand who this person is because I can put a face to it, face to the name. Whereas the first game, a lot of that stuff was implied, and you would sort of end up in this horrible nightmare zone where there were like 30 names you had to know, and none of them really made sense. But yeah, we are, as I said, we're a little over level for this, so we can kind of just let the combat run.
It seems to run pretty well, huh?
Yeah, for the most part. I've had
bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are kind of annoying, and there's been some stuff that like some of the bigger maps have some trouble running properly.
Really?
But that's just optimization problems. So.
And they're usually pretty good about support after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's Obsidian. I think they have to be.
Yeah.
Like, they know their reputation. So this is just the top. So this is the top floor of this dungeon. We're pretty much going to stop there and roll back to an earlier save because I want to show you some of the overworld stuff real quick. So yeah, we get this big. This is the Adra I was mentioning, the blue rock.
Oh wow.
So as you go deeper into this dungeon, this thing is like 3 levels or something. So each level, the Adra is bigger as you go down. But we will roll back to where we were, which I believe is this save. So yeah, here we are back where we started, and we'll just jump out to the overworld this time instead of going into the ruin.
Okay.
So, thing about this game, as I said, it takes place on the Deadfire archipelago, which is an island chain, and so
sounds menacing.
In the last game, you had a castle that you were kind of the overseer of. So you would like bring new explorers in to protect your land, and you would have to decree laws and stuff, and like do research over time to upgrade it.
Okay.
This time, because it's an island chain, you actually have a ship.
Oh, nice.
So we will jump on our ship here, and then we can open it up. And so this is my ship right now. It's actually the second level of ship. So there are, I think, like 6 different ships you can have. All of them, they get bigger over time.
So I see a minimum crew, but what's the maximum?
We have maxed out our crew right now.
Okay.
So each of these slots is a crew member, and they actually get better at their skills over time. So you can see they have like a 3-star thing next to Cannoneer up front because these guys have been manning my cannons for a while. These ones are deckhands, so they have stars next to the deckhand thing. And then these are the ones I've just kind of left in my pool. You like encounter people in the world that you can recruit technically onto your ship.
Okay.
But if you don't have room for them, they just go into this weird vacuum.
Ether.
Yeah. But there's all sorts of stuff. Like we can swap out our cannons, for instance. So we have a bunch of different cannon types.
What's the combat like for the ship?
So let's see if we can find a ship rooting around that we can fight. So you actually do, you move the ship around. it is an active thing, and we can pull up the map. So as I said, I'm 30 hours in, and you can see how much of the map I still haven't gone to. And all of these marked areas are important quests. So a lot of these also, like, there's a bunch more stuff on this island I haven't even gone and seen. There's this whole empty area that I haven't gone to.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's Baldur's Gate 2 size, which was pretty much everybody's. That's the usual marker for size. I think that game is like 100 hours. I don't think that this is quite Baldur's Gate 2 size, but it is up there, I would say.
Wow.
It seems pretty huge. Oh, that's the journal. I don't want to take us in here because I don't want to spoil everything. So yeah, you can sort of see other ships on the map. So maybe
do they sail around? Is it?
Yeah, they sail around. So I'll try and hit this guy O'Hero.
Oh, okay.
We'll try and get into ship combat. So each of these harbors right here, that's where you can disembark. And you can see there's a bunch of points of interest that we could go see. Some of these maps, or some of the islands are also uncharted islands, and so you can actually go explore everything on the island and then name the island afterwards, which is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then ship combat is done like this. So it is actually like text adventure style. So we will we'll attack these guys, even though I don't think that they actually would attack us. But yeah, so we get to move first because our crew is better trained, and so then you just you select from all these options.
Whoa!
So, and you can see down on the bottom there's a representation of what their ship looks like versus what ours looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pointed right at them right now, and because of how our ship is set up, our cannons are actually forward facing on this ship model.
Nice.
So we can immediately we can immediately shoot at them. And then, everything...
Nice little illustration.
Everything takes turns. So we did some damage, but now we have, I think, like three turns until our stuff reloads.
Wait, so what did they do?
So they just moved toward... they turned, actually.
Oh, okay.
They turned towards us. We moved forward towards them. You can see the distance down at the bottom.
Oh, okay, got it.
And each of your cannons have like a different... optimal distance for combat. So
maybe I'm still stuck in Sea of Thieves, but can you board the other
yes,
ship?
you can.
Yeah?
So that's what we're gonna do here in a second. So as soon as we close in, we're still 250 meters out, so we've got a few turns till we get there. But and they're actually firing at us now. They hit us for 6 damage, so not great, but. And our cannons, we're too close to really do any damage to them now, so we'll just keep moving in. They're moving their people around.
What is this? So this wasn't in the first one.
No, there was not even a. As I said, you were like in a castle, like you were very landlocked in that game.
Okay.
The overworld movement in that game was very much like the old Infinity Engine games, which was just like, hey, these are the places of interest on the map, and you can go there. But it would just tell you, like, you moved here. Like, you didn't even see, really, like, there wasn't the, like, hey, painstakingly moving across the map, all that stuff.
Wow. So this just turns into normal combat.
Yep, it turns into normal combat with their crew. And then our crew, so we have our main 5 here, but then our crew also helps out. So
can they like if they get killed in battle, can they?
Yep,
are they completely
they can
gone?
get injured. They can get killed. I actually lost one of my people at one point, and then I saved scum to get them back because it was somebody that I was like, oh no, I can't lose them. They were my best friend. So we'll jump in. We can show off some of the, as I said, that upgrade stuff.
Are you over leveled for this fight? Or
yeah, probably. So yeah, we can shoot out like an upgraded chain lightning here and do some real damage. It doesn't really make a difference as far as the effects go, but it does more damage, and also if it's like a projectile based thing, it'll shoot out more projectiles usually. We just crushed them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was looking at the
So yeah, every time you finish a battle, you get some morale. That goes up here. You also get some experience for your crew. Then you can also share out the loot with your crew if you want them to be even happier. But we're maxed out because I've been doing a lot of this stuff.
A one sailor experience.
And then you also get, so like we now have their flag color. So if we don't want to be in a fight later and we see one of the Huana ships floating around, we can actually run their flag and then they'll leave us alone because they think we're allies. We can also, that comes into play with some of the harbors. You can like use a pirate flag to get access to the pirate harbors. And then we get their triumph, which is like we killed them. And so we get to fly this from our boat.
Can you have multiple like flown?
Yeah, so I can show you, I can pull it up. We have like I think my ship has like 10 different ship triumphs now. Yeah, we got all of these.
Nice.
So these are all the ships that we've defeated, and I don't think they show up really well in this view. But if you like were to sail to one of the main harbors, you can see them on the ship itself.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a really cool overworld, and some of the like the cities are also they have their own nice overworld. We can try and get over to Neketaka real quick. We can actually turn on fast mode. That's back from the last game, so the traversal moves pretty fast.
Sailing really fast.
Yep, and you can also, I mean, you can go into your ship during these sections too and like talk to your crew and stuff. You're not just limited to seeing it in combat. But yeah, if we jump into Neketaka here, this is like the main city, and you can see this is 6 main areas of the city. Each is its own map, and then all of those have separate, like a lot of them have dungeons in them and stuff like that. So it's huge.
This is overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. An impressive amount of stuff. Like I knew they were trying to make this a little bigger than the last game, but it feels like they made it a lot bigger than the last game. Probably helps that they had the engine done, so it's just content this time and not trying to like recreate Infinity Engine stuff. I also I think it's really cool that some of the leveling stuff that they do in this game. We can pull up our character menu real quick.
You mean like skill tree stuff, or?
Yeah, so in the previous game, you just got better every time. Like you would just get more skills and stuff over time. In this one, I don't know if there's a good way to see it actually, but as you like level up, you don't just get like you don't just get more skills. They actually improve the skills that you've already acquired. So for instance, this is just a lot of stuff down here, but this guy, so we have like this this frenzy. So there's a skill at the beginning called frenzy, and it just like makes you faster and stronger for a little bit. But you can see underneath it now says Spirit Frenzy and Spirit Tornado. So as you level up, you can select like improvements to your earlier skills instead of just getting new skills. So now that skill that like kind of would be useless by end game because it's not, it's a really low level skill. Now it's like I've got spirits come out of me and like hit everything around me. My attacks stagger people. This was originally just like a sprinting thing, but now I upgraded it to sprint and also like shove people when I run into them. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a kind of cool system for. And here you can see my triumphs.
Oh, nice.
It's just a kind of cool system to keep that stuff relevant as you get higher up in the skill trees.
Oh, that's smart.
But
that wasn't present in the first one?
No, that wasn't. You just got like new stuff. It also plays into like the wizards now have like a select. You only get like some skills. Whereas in the previous game, like druids and stuff would have like 50 skills per level. It just like got untenable.
Jeez.
Now you just like choose 2 or 3, and that makes a lot more sense. So, but yeah, that's, I don't know. It's our 15-20 minute rundown of Pillars of Eternity 2, which is kind of impossible to sum up in 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like Divinity was last year. These sorts of isometric CRPGs are my catnip, but also incredibly complicated to just like show off to people. But yeah, I think it's pretty amazing.
But you are going to see it the whole way through.
Yeah, I think it's really well done. The story, just like the first one, it kind of like slow burns at the beginning. But at the point where you're 30 hours in, it gets, stuff starts happening that is like very impressive. There are like, as I said, some amazing set pieces in this game that you wouldn't, or at least I wouldn't, having played these games for a long time, think were even possible to put into this sort of engine. And the fact that they have done stuff like that is pretty amazing. This is cool. I had an encounter with an enemy I won't spoil, but at one point I freed them and let them go, and so now you can see their footprints. These weren't here at the beginning of the game.
Nice.
So that's like another cool. There's a lot of like interactive stuff that is not usual for this type of game, but
Game of the year 2018?
Well, we'll see, but probably up there.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it that much so far. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we'll have a full review on the site when this launches. And other than that, thanks for
Video games.
thanks for bearing
They
with
keep coming.
for bearing with this crazy over-explained, I don't know,
It's
nightmare,
nuts.
Adam.
It's nuts. I need to go take a nap to absorb it.
As I said, I'm Hayden Dingman for PCWorld. Adam Patrick Murray, thank you very much as always, and we'll see you back here soon.
Awesome. See ya.